Thank you. Okay, in August you had 2,336 extras, and in December 1,077. So you have gradual, and it's in a falling trend. My point being that by identifying people that are putting out untagged and not paying for a can, putting out 3 cans worth and paying for 1, et cetera, we're now charging $6.40 for each overage, right. And people are learning this is expensive.
Yep.
And so they're starting to, you've had a couple of hundred new single can
Several hundred, yes.
Several hundred. So we're starting to clean up what apparently has been going on for 20 years, which is, people putting out more garbage than they're paying for. I don't know when we're going to reach, when the water's going to reach its own level on this thing, and we can say we really got it settled down. I'm just starting to believe that there are a number, possibly a few hundred of people like Tom, love to refer to you as like Tom, who put out very little solid waste. And I'm starting to believe, Gary, that we need to find a way to handle that. When does Sustainable Environment meet?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Are they expected to generate a recommendation of some sort at that meeting?
They're expected to get information from Tim, and if they have recommendations for us to work on, we'll certainly do that.
My point remains: how do we move this forward?
Well,
I'm
we're happy.
really tired of it.
I understand, but again, we don't want to make a misstep here.
I don't either.
I think Tim's been in a holding pattern, wondering if it's a contractual issue. Well, at this point, it's not a contractual issue. It is, as soon as we know what we want, then we can move the contract ahead. So that's not the issue right now. The issue right now is, what is our program that we want to implement? So Tim will go to Sustainable Environment tomorrow night. If they have ideas, we will flesh those out and get back to them as quickly as we can and bring that through council.
Come back through Public Works?
Oh, before any proposal goes to council, it will, yes.
Okay, would you put this topic back on Public Works for the next meeting?
Certainly.
Even if it's to report we don't know any more we knew?
Okay.
Okay.
Can do that.
Tom, one more, and then I see a couple of hands in the audience.
I think the other thing that should just be said is that just to acknowledge that we have an excellent curbside recycling program also. And I wonder if people are putting out more than 1 can. There are some larger families, but if they're putting out 2, 3 cans, I mean, I've seen the stuff in people's cans out. There's a lot of non-recycling that's happening, and it could be that people are just refusing and just choosing not to, and they just will not, and they just will not want to, and we certainly can't require it. But I wonder if we can do more to educate or inform or help people with containers or something to help make sure that, maybe they've had a bad experience and they just don't want to do it.
Single stream.
Well, I don't know.
Cans.
I don't know if that's the way either, but I do think that we could be doing something better to help people out. And I'd like to see us maybe figure that piece out too, because if we can help people reduce the number of cans or the size.
I know the staff down in utility billing does a great job informing folks of, where they can pick up their containers, especially new folks moving in. When I get inquiries at folks calling up, why was I penalized? And I look up the picture and I'll say, well, you don't even have any recycling containers out. You could probably cut your waste in half, that type of thing. So, we try to do that in a one-on-one type of scenario when we speak with folks. So
I can speak one more about that.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask Councilman Wayne Krause to come up, and then David Pierce to come up.
Okay. The recycling program that we have is we are light years ahead of most places. We have a newsletter that goes out, which is more than most places have. I don't know if people are recycling or why they are not, but I can tell you that we have a significant amount of money that we budget every year for public education, and so we have a very robust recycling program, and people know about it. I don't know how you raise that awareness. As you say, Tom, you can't force them to do it, but
I do think like, I think you can make it easier, and exploring the single stream
Absolutely.
option would be, I think that would help.
And that'll be discussed.
Wayne?
Thank you, Walter. I know that you're getting tired of running this around, and everybody knows how much I dislike beating things to death. I like to get decisions made once you've got the information.
I didn't know that.
I know you didn't, but you're new to this, Dan. You'll learn. One of the comments has been that if we put these big big trash containers out and people can't fill them, they're going to start recycling less just to get their money's worth. And I don't buy that. I just can't wrap myself around that. I believe that recycling is something that's done because it's the right thing to do. That's why my wife has insisted that we do it, and I agree with her. We recycle because it's the right thing to do. It's not convenient. It's be much more convenient just to throw it all in a trash can and haul it off, but that's what we do. We try to make the best decision for the community. We can't make everybody's situation exactly right, but we try to do what's best. I didn't weigh in on the single tag system very much because that's what I'm on. And I don't like to be self-serving and try to steer things around to what best suits me. But Gail and I are in the same situation. We put out one can maybe every other week, a lot of times every third week, and it'd probably be a, 35-gallon can, I suppose. But then there's other times if we have company, I might have to put 2 cans out in 1 week. Okay? So I like the tag system. But it looks like I've got a lot of company with that. And so I'm going to advocate for that. And I think we need to figure out something. And we're going to have to probably go back and restudy this a little bit more. And I like the idea of the barcode, but, we have to see what the cost effectiveness is on it, of some type of system that works with the tag system. Understand, if we use tags, that means they have to have an extra man on the truck to pull the tags. So we lose the cost effectiveness of doing it the way we're thinking about doing it. But let's look at that, and I would like us to figure out some type of procedure that would work the way that the tag system does.
Thank you, Wayne. Dr. David Pierce was shaking his head in the negative.
And I won't even address that at the moment.
Well, I was hoping you would.
No, I'm not going to address that right now. But the only thing I wanted to address was your comment about there's a significant number of people who are on the tag system. From the data that I got, which I guess was from the end of December, there are about 5,000 people or households. I don't remember the number, but I worked it out the other day. About 12% of those people are on the tag system. That's something like 500 people that are on the tag system. Yeah, households that are on the system. That's a significant number of people.
Yeah, it is.
More than that.
Yes, sir.
That doesn't include trailers.
Anton Holmquist. I've been talking to Tim about this quite a bit the last couple of days. I wrote a letter to the editor, and I talked about do you want my address? 817 South Jefferson.
I wasn't sure she got your name. I wanted to make sure.
Anton Holmquist. I have many nicknames, but I own a house that's rated as a duplex, even though there's only 2 people and 2 cats that live in my house. I pay 2 base fees every month, even though together we put out very little trash. Most weeks, I haven't put out trash in at least 3 or 4 weeks now. And usually when Jane has her trash, she has a little bag. When I get close to a full can, I throw hers in there and I put a tag on it. So that's one issue for me is can I just pay 1 base fee? Because the new system, if I have to buy two cans per month, that's $35.30 for me, and that's going to increase my rates about
You're speaking of the duplex, the 2 sides of the duplex.
Well, no, I live in a 120-year-old house, and I rent 1 small apartment upstairs.
Okay.
To my friend Jane. Great renter, by the way. Anyway, I pay $20.30 base fee right now, even though I put out very little garbage. Under this new system, if I have to pay for 2 of the smallest cans, it could be $35.30 a month for me, which is a substantial increase in my costs, and when we don't contribute much to the stream. Now, Tim talked, in my letter to the editor, I talked about a marginal rate increase from the 3 different sizes of 18 cents. Now, he mentioned that $10.15 of each can is a base fee, but still the rates, the marginal rates are actually higher for the, it's 21.4 cents per gallon for the 35-gallon one, 20 cents per gallon for the 65-gallon can, and 19.5 cents per gallon for the 95-gallon can. So it's actually should at least go the other way.
The volume pieces in those cart costs are all calculated with the same figure. You've got
No.
okay.
I think we would probably
We're not going to resolve that.
Anybody who knows me knows that I know numbers, and they're right here.
Okay.
What are the cart costs and the O&M
Yeah,
costs?
I don't know about that. That's a whole nother
I do.
thing. But no, and that's reflected in our base fee. I understand that.
I would invite you to call Tim, get an appointment, sit down with him with your pencil and his pencil, and y'all discuss it.
No, I think
we don't
about,
have the time to do it.
Yeah, I know. I think he's talking about the base cost to run this whole program, which I'm willing to pay for. And I'm totally for this system. But I just hope we can
Aren't we all?
make it a little more, maybe change it just a little.
Okay. Thank you.
I think we got your message, sir.
Every Public Works meeting
Yes,
until
sir.
we have a
Until we have a rollout
until we
card.
have a rollout card.
I will have it on the agenda.